Tonight on Podcast Him Down, the future promises clarity, a universe measured, cataloged, explained by men and women who carry science like a lantern into the dark. But every lantern casts a shadow. Submitted for your approval, 3 explorers who have followed the light a little too far and are about to discover the darkness they left behind may have followed them to a small corner of the TOS rewatch. Hit it.
Cast them down.
Hail, Metal Nation, it is I, Tim. That was Doug, or Ham, as he is known. And I'm broadcasting from our Baltimore County studio. And in the pumpkin patch is the Halloween Spooktacular, also known as May. So we are continuing our never-ending Star Trek Metal Rewatch with the... I don't know what... Oh, okay, there it is. Star Trek Original Series. Season 2, Episode 7.
Or is it Episode 1?
No, it's Episode 7.
Or is it, though?
No, it's Episode 7.
Could be Episode 1.
Yeah, it really pisses me off that Memory Alpha, lists the episodes in a different order than... They're in, the production order.
In the production order. This is the first...
So they filmed this first, but it aired 7th.
Yes,
right?
for an important reason that we'll get to.
Interesting.
But yeah, this is the first produced episode of the second season. But
Or the last produced episode of The Outer Limits.
It actually might be the last produced episode of The Outer Limits.
All right, so since it's been a while, I feel like I should explain once again that I have not seen these. I'm watching them for the first time in real time while they narrate and talk over it.
Also, you should know that Tim never listens to them. So Tim is he's watching it on mute. So
I got the captions though.
He's got captions.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for something that happens early in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I won't mute it. I'll turn it down and I'll just be lost when you talk about stuff. But today I have the added handicap of a new beverage. It's called Cerveza.
Oh, Cerveza.
Yeah, and this particular Cerveza is Modelo.
It's a good Cerveza. I courted muy buena.
I will say I did not appreciate Mexican beer until moving out here.
You're in Baltimore County.
Yeah. I'm in, this is the Essex Middle River Annex. We've got our action figures, our cheap furniture, and our very blunt, repetitive picture.
Yeah, I like our vinyl shelves over there. The shelves are not vinyl, but they contain our vast vinyl collection, which we have all. I didn't notice that it's us as skeletons. That's appropriate for the Halloween atmosphere.
That's true.
Real quick, what have you learned about Cerveza when having moved out to the western part of the western shore?
It's Yoda, isn't it? That makes sense. Or no, it's not. Yeah. It's whatever that thing's called from The Mandalorian, clearly. So Mexico has amazing beer.
Yep.
Because of all the Germans who moved there, partially when they briefly had that Habsburg monarch figure, very briefly, that the royalists brought in.
Maximilian.
So they do amazing, high quality, very boring, relatively traditional German type beer. And they don't have a craft scene at all. It's all big vats. And there's one craft brewery in Mexico City somewhere. But the main brands like Victoria, Modelo, Corona, it's all fantastic.
Dos Equis,
yeah.
Dos Equis, Tecate. What else? Am I the king of Mexican beer?
Dos Equis, Tecate, Modelo.
Pacific, whatever.
Pacifica.
Damn it. I should have gotten that.
Well, Doug got it because, he's a fan of that ocean. Not us, though. All right. Let's start this horrible episode. Let's start this episode and see how we like it.
I'll hit play with very high hopes.
Yeah.
And I am watching the 1080p remastered.
Yeah. No one should ever watch the old ones.
All right. So we open with the crew on the bridge. It's actually kind of even more dimly lit set than usual. There's a vibe they seem to be going for consistently.
Interesting.
It's Jackson who's on the planet. I don't think we know the planet yet. It
Nope.
communicates that he needs to beam up, and then Kirk's like, "Where is everyone else?" And the Jackson doesn't address that, and then Kirk just kind of flips out, and then Jackson's just kind of like, it's a one-way conversation. He's like, "I'm coming up." He's not really addressing it, so I don't know why they're freaking out, but.
Is Uhura's console there made of jujubes?
No, that's what it usually looks like.
Yeah, very tactile and visual, and it's a different paradigm than we use today.
Those are duotronic inputs, Tim. You wouldn't know about them.
How do they taste?
So yeah, they all run to the transporter room.
Yeah.
And then,
Despite the fact that Sulu and Scott are on this landing party, only Jackson insists that he needs to beam up, and so they beam him up because why not?
Yeah, and as soon as he materializes, he pops over dead, and then we hear a disembodied voice explain that there is a curse on your ship.
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it.
He's got some.
Oh yeah, he has a little drool there.
All right. Well, I have to find the way to the deliberation chamber.
Oh my god!
All right, we are now within the deliberation chamber.
We deliberate.
That's the quality and the metalness. I'll start on paper. Dark.
I mean, I guess
a disembodied voice using a corpse as a meat puppet.
That's interesting.
It could have been. It had potential, but it could have been done more better.
Yeah. I mean, I see what they're trying to do. I don't know that they did it very well. I would have liked a little more suspense, for example, because he just like beams up and he dies. And then the voice just kind of talks. This is one of the times where Dr. McCoy almost says he's dead, Jim, because he never actually says that. I believe he says, "This man is dead."
Right. Is it like that, Luke, I am your father?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like,
what's that called? The Mandela effect?
I'm not sure if it's the Mandela effect or just people are stupid, but yeah, because like in TOS, there's two famous ones. There's He's Dead, Jim, and also Beam Me Up, Scotty, both of which are the two most famous lines of Star Trek never actually said on the show.
Yeah, is it not the Luke, I guess, what is the actual line? He says,
The actual line is,
father. Yeah.
"No, I am your father."
Yeah.
But that's not as iconic.
I thought he said this.
No, that's a Simpsons episode.
Oh.
But we have three
throw some numbers
grandpas
at this.
already.
Throw some numbers at this so we can move on.
But just the author of this, Tim's hero, Robert
Tim's
Bloch.
personal hero, Robert Bloch.
Psycho guy? Or is that something
Yeah.
else?
No, that's the...
I like Robert Bloch, but I liked him when he was trying to be H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah. Now,
He's part of that, yeah.
we should say, in fairness, that this is the second Star Trek episode that Robert Bloch wrote. He also wrote What Are Little Girls Made Of?
Ew, that's right.
Which we
This
actually...
references the old ones, right?
It
Yeah.
does reference the old ones. I wonder if this one will. We gave that a fairly low quality score. So we gave it a 35% quality score and a 60% metal score. So not only can we compare this among other Star Trek episodes, but we can compare this one among Robert Bloch penned episodes. But yeah, it's a 2 and a 2.
Oh, no, I think it's more metal than that, at least on paper. I
mean-
think it's a 5 metal, but it's not well done. So
5-2. Okay.
All right. So we have Kirk just freaking out immediately when there isn't really reason to.
it's hard to maintain my space erections, Scotty.
And then everyone in the universe going to the transporter room for some reason. And then the guy just falling over dead and then being used as a puppet to say something creepy. I think that's worth a 5. And honestly, the quality, it's a 4. It's short. It's in and out.
5, 4. I will begrudgingly give it a 3 metal, but I will not budge on that quality because you know what would have been, what was it? We're quoting a lot of Simpsons, but you know what would have been a lot scarier than nothing? What? Anything. All right, take it away, Tim.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay, so Captain's Log, Stardate 301.
They have Star Trek in space now.
82. Crewman Jackson is dead. I wish we knew something about him. And there are no apparent physical causes, which again is weird. That's a strange qualification. Physical causes.
The heart failed. Like,
yeah,
it's not like, yeah, I mean, something happens physically.
Yeah. Mr. Scott and Mr. Sulu are still out of touch on the planet below, leaving Assistant Chief Engineer DeSalle in command of, that beloved character. I'm beaming down to the planet's surface to find 2 missing crewmen and discover what killed Jackson. So in a great command decision, Captain Kirk is leaving. I feel like Assistant Chief Engineer DeSalle looks a lot like Doug. And I actually feel that like Doug would be a good commander of the Enterprise, even in an acting basis. But he's like, let's take the rest of the command, half of the command staff is missing. Let's take the rest of the command staff and go down on this planet that all we know about it is of the 3 people who beamed down, 2 missing, 1 dead.
Counterpoint. The ship's cursed. You got to get out of there.
Well, okay, I guess the curse is something that's weighing on their mind.
Yeah.
So they beam down to the planet of fiberglass rocks. It's very foggy.
I don't know. The guy they left in command is like Mr. GQ.
He's a tall, handsome, black-haired man who stands up straight. He knows his fucking job. I mean, I would follow him into battle any day.
He's like Scotty if he wasn't just phoning it in.
Yeah. And apparently this is DeSalle's 3rd appearance, and this is also his 3rd job. So he keeps having different. So he might be like a career problem, because earlier I think he was on the command staff, but now he's been transferred to engineering. He was the navigator at one point, all within like several months. But who knows? Okay.
His first appearance was the Squire of Gothas, which yeah, interesting.
There's a very rich memory beta on him if you're so interested, Doug. So DeSalle is on the bridge, and the three aces are down on the planet in the fog. They can't. Spock is unable to determine how the fog is being generated, but that's fine. They can't find anybody. Spock is picking up life forms on his tricorder, but the Enterprise isn't, which is very strange. So the Enterprise is only detecting the 3 of them. We see Chekhov in a ridiculous wig.
What is with that? It's very goth.
Apparently, so again, remember, this is the first episode of the season filmed. So apparently, they wanted the Chekhov to have like a mop top thing because he's both the Russian, but he's also like the heartthrob for the girls. And because of the British invasion, he has to have like a mop top because that's what teenage girls are into, watching your Robert Bloch horror stories. So he's wearing that wig before Walter Koenig can grow out his actual hair, which is why it's so ridiculous.
I want to hold your hand.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so luckily, all of this is soon interrupted by 3 inexplicable witches. And is this what you were talking about, Doug? I could not make out a word they said.
Yeah,
I know what they said because it was captioned.
Yeah.
They're like a chorus or choir in a King Diamond album.
But there's
falsetto.
It reminded me of Podcast Them Down because it was just so reverby, and it was just like, Captain Kirk, and they're all like repeating each other, and I can't understand what they're saying.
Maybe they stumbled into
the curse.
Remember the curse.
They stumbled into a production of Hamlet, I think. That explains the
Macbeth. They are supposed
whatever.
They are supposed to be a Macbeth callback.
double toil and trouble.
Yeah.
And that explains the dry ice fog.
Spock also apparently doesn't understand directions because he says something is at azimuth 24, which I'm trying to figure out. Like, why would you say it that way?
Is that true or relative?
I think it's relative, but
So it's slightly to the right.
yeah, I'm just like, why don't you just give it as a heading or a bearing? It's just,
Why don't you just point?
yeah, it just seems unnecessary.
Oh shit, they found Dracula's castle.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah,
There is that nice Spock quip about how all they offered was very bad poetry.
right, yeah, them witches. So they, as Tim pointed out, they see the castle, and who do they find inside the castle, Tim?
I don't know yet.
Oh fuck, they find a kitty.
Oh.
So there's a kitty.
So he isn't a King Diamond album.
Yes. So they find the kitty, and a Spock, I think, quips that it's like a what does it say? Something about like a symbolic something or other. 3 witches and what appears a castle and a black cat, says McCoy. Meanwhile, on the Enterprise,
Captain. Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, God.
And there is the Satan reference.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
Mr. Spock, you'd be a natural. I'll explain it to you one day.
Halloween, yeah, because Kirk says it's Halloween, or the castle is very Halloween. So basically, on the Enterprise, only person competent on the Enterprise, Assistant Chief Engineer DeSalle, is a little concerned because the landing party's life form readings have disappeared, and when they entered the castle. And so what does a competent engineer do when life sign readings disappear? He immediately orders Chekhov to run a diagnostic. So he's like, recalibrate the scanners.
Well, yeah. Meanwhile, he says to do that, but also says that they may have encountered something down there that is interfering. Maybe he means calibrated to detect things that are out of the normal spectrum.
But Chekhov takes offense at this, and he says, "I can do it, sir. I'm not that green," which is a great Russian expression, I guess. Anyway, so DeSalle is kicking ass on the bridge. I really want a DeSalle series. So what happens? They fall into a fucking hole.
Pretty metal hole.
Yeah. The cat, they're following the cat, and they're just like, let's follow this cat. And there's a fucking like stone breaks, and they all just land like meters down below.
Like a cartoonishly smooth cutaway, like cutout.
Yeah. And it's just like bloop. And then there's like a wipe, and they come to like, again, like a fucking cartoon. They're like shackled to the wall of the dungeon. And of course, the first thing you do is quip to each other. There is actually the most funny thing and the most well done thing in this episode is Kirk is on the wall to his right. So he says, "Spock, are you all right?" And he says, "I am undamaged, Captain." Again, Spock is not a robot, so that's a weird thing to say. Then he turns to his left and sees McCoy, and next to McCoy is a skeleton, and he says, "Bones," and then he looks at the skeleton and says, "Doc."
Hold on. According to Memory Alpha, this is the start of Act 2.
Yeah, Memory Alpha is wrong because
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Memory Alpha is wrong.
I hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Really do. So they talk more about Halloween. They speculate, like, is this a parallel Earth?
The simplest explanation for sure.
It's like, this is a Halloween town. It's where Jack Skellington lives. And they're very confused. But all of a sudden, the dungeon door opens and Scott and Sulu walk in. That is actually the end of the act.
Yes. All confusing because there's no voiceover to get you back into the action when we pick back up for no reason.
No reason at all.
All right.
It's almost like this isn't a Star Trek episode.
Damage, Captain.
At least according to the transcript, the shackles is all, I guess, meant to reference the cask of Amontillado, or Poe. I didn't really get Poe vibes. Nobody was bricked in.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Okay, so we have some metal imagery. Does that make this good?
So here's your problem. You're not imagining this as a King Diamond. You know, he has a song about a house, but his cat isn't home, his black cat Midnight, because the cat is out chasing butterflies. That is literally a King Diamond song. So, Foggy Planet, Castle, Black Kitty, Hole in the Floor, Shackled in the Basement. That's 3 King Diamond songs. This is so metal. It's not done well, but I see what Robert Bloch was going for, and he was going for a King Diamond album 20 years before King Diamond started writing albums. It's got everything. It's got a dungeon for no reason. It's got a black kitty who's adorable and wearing a collar. It's got a spooky skeleton. It's got fog. I could have done without the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The witches
I would have preferred the witches from like Bram Stoker's Dracula. They weren't witches, they were vampires, but whatever.
But yeah, no. But so fun fact about the witches, Tim. You may have noticed their prominent turtlenecks.
Yes.
So they were filmed.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
They didn't pay for nice masks.
No, better.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to film them so that they would just be floating heads.
Oh, disembodied heads.
But it didn't work. Didn't work. No. Which is also kind of why they're kind of weirdly moving around like that. It's like, oh.
So I don't think Star Trek is the proper medium for Robert Bloch's genius in this case so far.
Well, let me
So far.
Well, so we should also mention that this is adapted from a short story he wrote 10 years earlier.
Buy it.
According to Herb Solow and Robert Justman, Bloch's previous script was in such bad shape that Gene Roddenberry had to rewrite it during filming.
Yeah, but okay. So I have a problem because I listened to that audiobook, 50-Year Mission. And everything Roddenberry did during the Next Generation, just I don't believe a word or any instinct that guy has. Well, that's only based on.
Well, anyway. He was just as bad when it comes to rewriting and taking
credit.
Bad.
All right. See, yeah. So I skipped. Too. So the book is in 2 volumes. I skipped the first volume because I don't care. Anyway, I really just wanted to hear about how awful Voyager behind the scenes was. Anyway, it's extremely metal. It's not well done. I'm going to give it an 8 metal and a 4.
Okay.
3, 4, 3.5 quality.
3.5.
3.5.
I like your instincts there, Tim. I think it is an 8 metal. I mean, there's a lot of metal tropes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a skeleton. There's manacles.
Spooky skeleton. But if it didn't look like a plastic piece of shit, it would have been better.
Yeah. There's a kitty. That's pretty metal.
Oh, so after they fall down the hole, the kitty goes meow. It's cute. It's not what a cute cat is. It's not. It stops being scary. It's the cat's fuck you.
Don't worry, Tim. Star Trek will give us a better cat in a few episodes. Well, in another season.
When the cat was yowling and hissing when they first met it.
Yeah.
That was better.
The big hole, that's also metal, though. Well, we don't know how far it went because they wake up shackled.
Yeah. I think we can kind of see them. It's pretty deep where they fall.
Matt, what did you have the scoring matrix up?
I do. I have it right here.
What did I give Act 1 of the Squire of Gothos?
Okay, let's see. It is basically the same movie or same episode, isn't it? A lot of Star Trek episodes. Galileo 7. You gave it quality or metal? You gave it a even 5 and 5.
Oh, well, all right. So this is -2 in the quality and plus it's metal, but Hot Topic metal.
Yeah,
It's a 7. Yeah.
Yeah. I gave it an 8 metal, but I also think it's a 3 quality.
Now, see, you're picturing it as a Cradle of Filth album. It's not a Cradle of Filth album. It's a King Diamond album up in the cinema. Hey, can we talk about Chekhov's insubordination towards the superior officer?
A superior officer in both rank and quality. That's, Doug, I don't know if you know this, but Tim is his favorite movie ever. And actually the movie that inspired his career is the movie with Kelsey Grammer called Down Periscope.
Down Periscope. Yeah. What a great movie.
And one of the best lines in that movie is Admiral Dodge, who is a dick, says, remember, I forget Kelsey Grammer's character. He said, remember, you're speaking to a superior officer. And Kelsey Grammer says, no, only a higher ranking one. And you're like, yes.
Yep. There's my favorite scene in that movie. When Rob Schneider, this was back before Rob Schneider was a total piece of shit.
Well, he was, Schneider, we just didn't know it as much.
Right. Said to the cook, he goes, Jesus, Buckman, this can's been on the Stingray since Korea. And he dips his finger in and eats it. He goes, what's the matter, sir? It still tastes like cream corn. Yes, but it's deviled ham. I love that scene.
Let's watch that movie.
Real quick movie.
I have it on DVD.
Oinkin' from the Boinkin.
Matt, have you seen the Americanization of Emily? I forget if there's a last name on there. It's Patty Chayefsky, the network guy, is the earlier script. And it's about, it's a black comedy about the Navy making sure a Navy man is the first person on the beach at D-Day.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the protagonist is an amoral guy that goes around to get Navy officers things, illicit war goods for parties and things, operating in England and trying very hard not to fight in the war. It's really good.
I'm a big fan of the Navy, but I'd send the Marines in first.
That's pretty.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Are we done? Did we do it all?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Rig for dive. Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh, that was my tricorder.
God damn it. All right. Back in Halloween. So Scott and Sulu are zomboid. Scotty has like his phaser. And
I'm trying not to blink.
I think Scotty actually says something, but I don't know what he says. He just says something like, come this way or something. Sulu has no lines in this episode. But they basically undo their shackles and they can't hear them, but they bring them to basically where the Squire of Gotha is. Like they bring them to Turlane's house. And there I am in my finest cape. So it's a bald, overweight gentleman with a mic-like beard. He has a big eye, which I really liked on his chest.
Looking forward to this if Sulu will ever get around to finishing unshackling them. Why are they showing all of this?
Well, they want to suspend or they want to.
Well, it's not working.
Yeah, kind of Anton LaVey vibes for sure.
Yeah, he's very Anton LaVey. And right? I think Tim saw him.
Yep.
Sulu does hold up a hilariously large key, if I recall.
Yeah, there's like a cartoon-sized key. I also love. I think Memory Alpha puts it the best when it says, "This is Korob, decked out in a wizard's finery with robe, wand, and black cat."
There's the kitty. He's on the throne.
So they don't quite know what's going on. There's food at the table. He like waves his wand. He's very Trelane-like. He's like, I can be hospitable. They're kind of confused because they were mapping missions to the planet, but they haven't found any life forms. And basically we learn after way too much dialogue that Korob is like a recent arrival. And that he's just recently there.
Yeah, and they believe the cats are familiars to the witches, right?
Yeah. And he talks a lot about
their
magic.
darkness shirt, selling the merch.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Except that's not technology. This is just magic. So basically, he says you've passed the tests, and McCoy's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
The test was to follow the path and follow the cat? Like, what's the test?
Our analysis of... Actually, that was the test. Our analysis of you may have been in some small way in error. But
I think this cat needs his own show.
You were warned to stay away, and yet you came to save your comrade. You know, Tim, I just want to put a pin on a Star Trek spinoff with a cat. Great idea. We'll learn about that later. That proves loyalty. Your bravery was tested, and you did not frighten. And despite my failure with these bright baubles, he made all these like gems and shit. I perceive that you cannot be bribed. In many ways, you are quite admirable. And then the kitty says, meow. Quite right. Go at once. Yes. So the cat leaves, and in comes an attractive woman? ? We're supposed to believe she's attractive, at least.
I'll let you know.
And I guess she is dressed sexily-ish.
Well, she's got a cat's collar.
Does have a cat's collar. Yeah, so, and she also has a ridiculous wig. But she is Sylvia, who may or may not be the cat. I think she's the cat, right? Are we supposed to believe she's the cat, Doug?
I really zoned out about here. But yeah, I believe she's meant to be the cat.
Yeah, okay, I believe she is the cat. And then, again, seemingly for no reason, they start talking about magic. And she tells Kirk that she thoughts and control his mind. Spock states that it must be telepathy, and she says not entirely, which I don't understand. But
why the hell did he turn the feast into gems?
Because to see if they could be bribed, Tim, clearly.
Well, you bribed me better with a roast turkey than some gems in a post-scarcity world.
Well, he's very... I do appreciate how forthright he is in his attempt to bribe. They're all there, I assure you. Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, all the crystalline forms you cherish. A fortune just to leave without further inquiry.
So it's hard to follow. She talks about sympathetic magic, which I guess is something we know what that is. It's apparently a concept of human mythology. She says that she had Jackson in her mind, and when she killed an image of him, he died in real life, which I don't think is how that works. But then while everyone is trying to figure out what the fuck that means, she takes out a really nice, like, pewter model of the Enterprise, and puts it, like, into the flame of a candle. And then, I guess, contact the ship? I don't even know. But I guess she gives...
Yeah, we cut to the Enterprise, I think.
Yeah. Tell me the ship heats up. Please
yes, exactly.
Okay, so now we've moved on to another King Diamond album called Voodoo. This is great. This is just King Diamond's entire catalog inspired by this one episode.
And we learn, and she materializes his community.
Nope, she's not hot. She just walked in. There was a lot of talking.
But later, but
it's supposed to be the cat, yes. But she looks like our great aunt.
You think she looks like Aunt Josephine?
One of them.
Oh,
like
no.
Maybe her friends.
Wow. I didn't think of that, but she's the right age.
And I mean this in a bad way.
Oh. So they're able to call this ship. It doesn't really seem that bad. The temperature is rising, says DeSalle, and asks Chekhov for readings. And he says the hull has raised up 60 degrees.
Can't you picture this lady wearing too much perfume and trying to put meatballs in your face? Come on.
Am I boring you?
It raised 60 degrees.
60 degrees in 30 seconds.
That's awful.
So it's 2
Because I assume it's
degrees a
room
second?
temperature, so now it's 130.
But that's the hull temperature.
Oh.
Is that bad? If you think about like a spaceship?
They go by stars. Who cares?
I mean, I hope there's some kind of pressure hole. You would think there would be a vacuum between the outer hull and the, I don't know. But anyway, they're burning up. And so, quick thinking, Kirk orders DeSalle to channel bypass power into your heat dissipation units, which I think means turn on the air conditioning.
Aren't you just expelling heat into a enclosed? Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure it works.
I think, Doug, aren't those like fins on the side of the nacelles? They have something to do with heat dissipation. We're really going to need the technical manual to really break down this.
Sympathetic magic is a thing, apparently.
Oh, well, fuck that.
But it's like a voodoo doll, for example.
So luckily, Kirk takes the model away from Sylvia and takes it out of the candle, and then everything's fine. And that's
Wait, what if she like flung the model around like this?
Well, there's more about the model. I think let's just say that's the end of the act. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I think it is, but yes.
All right, then. I will not get the tricorder. All right.
They were only halfway there. I feel like this episode's already over.
Yeah, this was less metal.
Metal. And this is still more metal than we're going for.
Yeah, too much talking. What's happening? You know, started bad with the slow unshackling, and then the long dinner table thing where they fucked everything up. Now, it's what did I give the metalness? You know what? Halve my previous, because it was half as good and half as metal.
Okay, so your metal score was 8, so 4 is easy.
Round down.
I mean,
I want integers.
Well, your quality score was 3.5. So I believe that's a 1.75.
Round up then.
So
no,
2?
Go to a 2.
Okay.
It's closer to 2.
Well, I actually think 1.75 is the correct quality score.
Oh, well, you know what?
Is there anything metal here?
There are some metal things. Yeah, Bake Like Satan.
Yeah, Bake Like Satan. Okay. His whole aesthetic is kind of metal, of a sort.
The bribery and his whole dismissive attitude. Well, yeah.
Yours was not metal, though.
Chick who's
he's like, I thought I read about such and such. But like,
readings.
If he was metal, he would have like been confident in his
I see
his misconception, you know.
A chick who's not that hot, but everyone's kind of convinced is metal.
When you've been in space for a while,
the half the crew is women. And anyway, I'm going to give a 5 metal, 1.75 quality.
What's the lowest quality score I gave Squire of Gothos?
Again, you're moving back up.
He's got to scroll a bit for that.
All right. Whoop. Space Seed, Court Martial.
Oh, shit. Arena. I should have paused it. I'm going to...
Believe it or not, it's a 5.
Well, okay. Well, we'll go half of that.
Half that, 2.5. Yeah. Because, Doug, you forget that Squire of Gothos contains a lot of petulance, which I'm sure we considered metal.
I don't have any more Modulo Cerveza.
It's got that most dangerous game act that this does not have.
Yeah. Huh.
And the metal, it's actually pretty metal. What did I give it last time? 7?
Oh, wait, that's your quality?
Yeah, my quality is 2.5 or 2.
2. All right.
My metal is 6.
6. All right. Okay. That's fair. Pot's good. God. Door, please.
All right.
Okay.
I thought that would be more
to do this, but I was really zoned out at this point. But Kirk pulls the Enterprise away from the flame, preventing further danger to the actual Enterprise. Then they talk about telekinesis, which we already talked about, and Korob doesn't want to give up the game and kind of interrupts. Kirk suggests that there's going to be a rescue party, and this is when they seal the Enterprise in
like
lucite block.
See, now when I saw that, I thought it was an ice block. I think, because they're fucking with the temperature. I thought it was going to freeze them out, and they're going to have to build a snowman. But no.
I mean, it's a force field of some kind, I guess.
Yeah, and we cut back to the Enterprise, and they are aware of the force field, can't analyze it, but man of action DeSalle orders Chekhov to put a dent in it.
Yep.
I don't think it's actually followed up on. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'll save it for the deliberation chain. Yeah. So they go back to the dungeon, I guess.
Yeah. And then there's some endless speculation about the relationships between the characters.
So much speculation. They're trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to figure out. Somehow they decide that this is their subconsciouses. So I guess their subconscious minds are really lame. Kolob seemed puzzled by your reaction to the environment he provided. Said he expected me to react as though it were all normal. Well, he admitted that they weren't native to this planet. So somehow they're able to read their subconscious. That's, I guess, everyone lives in spooky Halloween land.
Right. The theory of the racial subconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to back up the show a little bit. When guy in charge says, but I'll bet you credits to Navy beans, we can put a dent in it.
I was about to ask you to explain that, Tim. What
the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
I mean, but that's the kind of witticism I would expect from Assistant Chief Engineer DeSalle. I mean, he's a fucking beast. What?
I like how they're shackled up again.
But it's important McCoy is not there. So while they're having their speculative conversation, and then they haven't gotten anywhere except they agree that they're aliens. They somehow conclude that they're not from this galaxy. Again, not sure how, but that's just a correct guess.
I don't know.
Their previous theory had been that this was all some kind of parallel Earth development.
Yeah, so that's...
and now they're not even from our galaxy.
Well, Kirk observes that they refer to us as creatures as though we are some species that they were unfamiliar with. If we're creatures, I wonder what they're really like.
Agreed.
They got that shitty skeleton in there with it's like a Far Side cartoon now.
And Kirk is very concerned that they know about Earth now, and that puts Earth at risk, which it seems like should be a concern every episode. But okay, fair.
I mean, I feel like it should have been more of a concern when it was that guy who was from the antimatter universe who's going to blow everything up. But yeah, I guess they might make things spooky. So basically, Dr. McCoy is now zombified.
That's right.
Sulu unchains Kirk and brings him to the drawing room. But first, we have a weird tacked on Robert Bloch scene where Kolob and Sylvia are fighting. And they're basically arguing about what to do. And Korob is upset because Sylvia seems to have forgotten what they were sent for. And he calls her a traitor. And Sylvia says, "You're a fool. We have nothing like this, and I like it. To touch, to feel, to understand the idea of luxury. I like it, and I don't intend to leave it." To which Korob says, "We have a duty to the old ones." Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding. Okay, and then thankfully, they're interrupted by Kirk coming in. And then Sylvia says it's time to talk and tells Korob to leave. And now we have, I guess, Sylvia really wants to fuck Captain Kirk. And now it's just really awkward, don't you find me attractive? Kirk is trying to figure out what's going on, but she just wants to smooch. And it goes on for a
you know how cats are.
long time. Kirk calls her a very beautiful woman. And as all women do, as soon as he says she's beautiful, she immediately changes form. She changes into various, I guess, these archetypes of beautiful women.
She's from a world without sensation, so she really needs this.
Yeah.
New to her.
You have a knack for giving me difficult choices, says Kirk. But she mentions a transmuter. And she casually mentions a transmuter, which is the source of their power, apparently.
Resembles a magic wand, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Metal.
So she keeps trying to fuck him, I guess. And Robert Bloch and/or Gene Roddenberry is a creep. Luckily, on the Enterprise.
No, this is very Gene Roddenberry.
I think this is Robert Bloch, unfortunately.
Oh no.
I think they're trying to figure out the force field on the planet, and then Korob comes in. Thankfully, he wants to stop this. Korob has released the Enterprise now. He's sick and tired of this.
I too want to stop this.
Yes. I feel you, Korob. He releases the Enterprise. He releases Kirk and Spock.
I'll pick her nose. Pick her nose. Do it.
He says he can no longer be Sylvia's pawn and thinks she's dangerously irrational. So he basically joins their side. But it's too late, because as they walk outside, they discover that Sylvia is now a gigantic cat. End of act.
Cat.
And it's like lady. A really bad, forced perspective cat.
All right. So the questions, the premise of some of the mythology, ghosts, that's certainly universal, basically, to all cultures that have written things down, or we know their oral history, right? I guess that is. Are cats and European haunted castle tropes universal?
Well, also because if you realize the first humans I suspect they encountered were Scotty, the guy who died, and Sulu. So it's just interesting whose mind I guess they probed.
Only Scotty's.
Only Scotty. Like surely they have access to Spock's unconsciousness. Why aren't they unsolvable math problems, or shapes whose perimeter is bigger than their internal volume, or those are things that would scare Vulcans, but there's none of those things.
Or that dog thing that is both scares Vulcans and his pets, right?
Oh, the Selot. The Selot.
Yeah. Somebody has to kill one, right?
Yeah. The rite of passage. Yeah. If you want to see the acrylic Lucite Enterprise, Tim, you can go to the Museum of the National Air and Space Museum.
They have it?
Fucking bothers me that Jeff Bezos has everything cool, and then we're stuck with that cheap shit from the show.
Model Starship Enterprise made of silver-toned metal in lucite block. Partial beaded chain embedded in interior of top block, but rest of chain above and outside the block is missing.
A replica, wasn't the Star Trek Hallmark ornament of 1998?
Yep, yeah, that's true too. Yep, we loved pewter back in the night. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I'm gonna give it a 3 metal. I gave it a 1.75 quality, and I have to go a 1.25. I just lower I can go.
Yeah, this is boring and stupid. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a 1 for sure quality. It's a for metal. What?
You didn't like when she was transforming into other, not quite attractive women?
1 was okay.
Well, that's definitely something that would be in a Camelot, like a power prog gothic album, and probably all of this, on the talk of racial memory and the bunch of people whining about things. Appropriate in the middle of the story. That magic wands.
Well, they are still in a castle, which means I can't like really decimate the score. So I'll give a metal score of 2.
Yeah.
No, I actually think this is still relatively metal, and it's a 4. The quality is a 1, though.
Oh, Doug, Memory Beta has jogged my memory. DeSalle is the one that makes Trelane starts speaking in French.
Oh, that. Wish we were watching that episode. Yeah.
No, like whoever thought we would be like pining for the Squire of Gothos.
All right, shall we?
I forgot the ending to this episode, even though I just watched it, and now I remember.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Looking forward to it. Let's go.
Let's bring it home. Okay, so Korob has decided he likes hanging with the bros more than the cat lady. They unfortunately the cat crushes Korob. I forget if there's actually like a comedic paw, so they're trying to get the transmuter. I guess the door is pushed and he's crushed underneath it, I guess. So we don't see a paw. But they find the wand, which is the transmuter.
All right. Now, if this was Married with Children, you know how every time Al fell off the roof, it would be a hilarious dummy and it would look really bad. That's what they should have done. It should have been a cat like biting on a little Korob.
Like, arr.
Maybe kicking it with his hind feet claws.
Yeah. Oh, like cats do. That's a good call. Okay, so they escape the castle by like jumping on the bed. I don't know why there's a bed down there. But they jump up and now they're in like the castle interior, and out come McCoy, Sulu, and Scotty. McCoy and Scotty have morning stars. So, like, they're just there to bash their brains in. What weapon, Tim, you haven't seen this yet. What weapon does Sulu have?
Oh, no.
What? Guess.
No, it better not be nunchucks.
Oh, he doesn't have any because he has karate, the art of the empty hand.
God.
So Kirk and Spock begin to wail on their comrades. There's lots of comedic misses with the maces they have. It says morning stars. They're maces because there's no chain.
Right, it's not a flail.
Yeah, it's not a flail. But so there's like some really bad comedic fighting. I believe that Bach neck pinches Scotty. Fucking Kirk just like throws Sulu against a door and he's out. McCoy goes with the mace again, but he's knocked out too. Are they injured? Does this injure them? I don't know. Who knows? And basically Sylvia returns in human form. But
he just got crushed by the door. It was funny.
Yeah, it's like
that's what you do. You de-escalate in the last act.
Yeah.
They used a hollow core door. It wouldn't have hurt him.
So basically,
it's an interior door. Why does it need to be so heavy? Go on.
Kirk has the wand now. Sylvia kind of transports him back into the room. Kirk says, "Aren't you tired of these games?" And she says, "I've never played games."
I'm sorry. I like how the transmuter kind of looks like a cat toy.
It's a fucking cat toy. So basically, we learned that the transmuter is like an amplifier, and the source, and the mind is the source. Kirk, and she says Kirk can't use it, but apparently he can. And like go back and forth. I don't really understand what's going on.
I'm sorry, Sulu just entered.
Yeah, with his haw.
He's very Liu Kang there.
Sylvia at one point tells Kirk that she is everything his species finds desirable. And she says, "Look at me. I am a woman. I am all women, which is just like very pick-me of her. So basically, she produces a phaser, and Kirk responds by smashing the wand. Oh, God, Doug. Kirk, using his superior intellect, smashes the wand against the table, and it explodes. And there's blinding blue light. Kirk
could have dropped the wand at any time and it would have been over.
Yes.
Somebody grabs a phaser about now, right?
Yeah, Sylvia has a phaser, but after the wand is smashed, everything disappears. Kirk somehow has the phaser. The castle is gone. McCoy, Scott, and Sulu appear normal. McCoy has no memory. Scott cutely observes that everything's vanished. But Kirk says not everything. And then they look down. Doug is so pissed. There are, I guess I would best describe them as eggplants. There's two eggplants melting, I guess.
They're kind of dressed as people, right?
Yeah, I think they look like birds, but they're like eggplant birds. They look squishy. And apparently, the only thing keeping them alive was that Harry Potter wand. So in destroying it, Kirk has just murdered them. So they kind of collapse and bubble, and they're dead. And McCoy says, all of this just an illusion. And Kirk says, no illusion. Jackson is dead. And then they just leave.
And no end episode summarize the captain's log, no witty banter, no dumb joke.
Yeah, like no. Well, Mr. Spock, I think you'd make quite a good jack-o'-lantern. Da, 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 you know, something like that. Wait till you see these eggplant things.
And it's kind of ambiguous to whether they're dressed up or whether.
I always assumed that was their body.
Yeah, I guess.
Like they kind of like purpley fluff. They kind of look like they're made out of flowers. Like they're called ornithoids, but they look much more like, what do I know?
I'm sure there's 3 books that explain this.
Yeah, there are. Like I thought they had like flower eyes. Apparently Keiko has a diagram of them at the school in DS9.
Step on them.
Yeah, they're really little too. One thing that you don't know, Tim, because you're watching the Digital Master, is one of the things that was remastered was the very, very visible like strings and shit.
Yeah. No, I saw one. Shall we go?
Yeah. Okay, before we score, there's some important information you have to know that may affect your metal score. Important piece of information number 1. The wizard robe that Korob wore was previously worn by Bob Denver in an episode of Gilligan's Island. The exact same costume. That's a Gilligan's Island costume.
I have Gilligan's Island.
Okay, important fact number 2. Why was this episode filmed first and then released? Because
it wasn't good.
No, this was specifically shot, written, and conceived
for Halloween.
This episode aired October 27th, 1967. This is the only holiday-themed special release Star Trek episode.
It's better than season 6 X-Files Christmas episode.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Quality, it's a 0.5. Well, no, 1. It's a 1. It's a 1 quality. But I'm going to do something surprising. I'm going to give it a 7 metal. Because they had the audacity to put that shit out. They did this first, right? This is
like top of our priority list.
They were like, hold on, let's save this for something special. There's something metal about that.
Yeah. No, it's a 1, and I'll go up to a 5 in metal. I mean, it's checking some boxes. Stupid fight over a magic wand. Maces. A bunch of posing and combat with no stakes. de-escalating your story before it ends.
Yeah, but like in the act before it ends.
Yeah, it's all like a concept album.
Yeah, see. Yeah, exactly.
And probably those stupid creatures would be on the last page of the insert, and that's what they're meant to be.
What that was
The one quality and
Yep. It was spectacular. Poof. Okay, interesting. Kind of did better than I thought. First and most importantly, in terms of absolute metalness and quality, What Are Little Girls Made Of is a much better Robert Bloch Star Trek episode. Now, I did make a mistake earlier in this episode. He wrote one more before he left the series, and we'll have to see when it comes up whether or not it's more metal. But at the moment, this is the fourth least good Star Trek episode we've ever seen. It is not metal. It's 49.3% metal. It is not good. It has a 19% quality score, making it the third worst episode. The only episode that this is worse, the only episodes worse than this are The Alternative Factor and Shore Leave. Doug's favorite episode of Star Trek, Mud's Women, is better than this in terms of quality.
Wait, how the fuck did we give Shore Leave that low a score? Wait, was that just on the metal side?
No, that's the quality score of Shore Leave.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, Shore Leave has a 26% metal score. It's not doing great. This is, again, the fourth most metal, fifth most metal. Tomorrow Is Yesterday, less metal. Mud's Women, much less metal. Shore Leave, less metal. Alternative Factor, also less metal. So
Nailed it.
if you are watching Star Trek episodes, this is one of them. I guess if you're a completist, you can watch it. Otherwise, I will admit I've never seen this episode before we watched it, even though I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and think I understand why now. I think I understand why it never came up. But next time we'll see if a little guy named Harcourt Fenton Mudd right the ship and save the day.
A curious footnote in the logbook of the Starship Enterprise. 3 travelers who arrived with instruments, equations, and the quiet confidence of the 23rd century and departed with a reminder that the universe still reviews a few rooms where logic enters softly, if at all. A place tonight briefly visited by Captain Kirk and his companions in that strange province of the imagination known as Podcast Them Down.
Cast them down.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
12 years after this episode, De La Salle becomes the captain of the USS Republic. Read about it in the novel New Earth, Wagon Train to the Stars.
I have that one. I've been meaning to read it.